Hey my darlings, and welcome to my channel. My name is Telling, and today I am walking you guys through my everyday minimal black girl friendly makeup routine. Now this is a makeup routine done with the things that are in this bag right here. This is the bag that I take with me anywhere I go. You see me, you see her, whether it's on holiday, but weekend trips away, this is what I use. Now, I'm not just a pretty face to look at today. I have come with notes on exactly why I use these products, and I've done a lot of research behind this video. If that sounds good, please stick around, and yeah, let's jump straight into it. Okay, so quick little disclaimer, it is currently 1:27 AM as I'm filming this video. I should be asleep, but I love you guys. I love you so much. So here I am trying to make up for lost time. I'm gonna start off with my best tip. It's not only gonna save you money, it's gonna save you time and the anguish of thinking, why is my makeup not sitting right? So what I need you to do, first of all, is to sit down. You're gonna need time to do this. Sit down, go on to ChatGPT, everybody's favorite, and basically type in every single little thing that you use, from your skincare to your makeup, including the brands as well. And what this will do for you is that it will basically tell you what the possible reasons could be. People tend to think like, oh, my products aren't good, this brand isn't good. No, it's not the product, it's just maybe the way you layer them onto your face. After this video, of course, go on to ChatGPT, do exactly that, and come back in the comments and let me know. If your skincare isn't right, your makeup underneath it isn't going to sit right either. I personally am a dry skin girly, so I need to concentrate on products that give me moisture, hydrate my skin, and make me glow. Moisturize my skin, add my SPF, and I finish off using this bad boy right here. I love Vaseline. Now I know some of you might be screaming, but I have used this. My mum has used this on me since I was a baby, and I've never had any issues with it. So me and Vaseline, we go together real bad. So for a little bit more around the context of why I use it and why it's probably worked best for me scientifically, is that basically Vaseline is an occlusive, not a hydrator. And what that means is that Vaseline, it does not hydrate my skin, it just locks in the existing moisture. So I think brows are just as important as the rest of the face, because these are what frame your face. Products that I like to use for this and have been using are the Kosas Brow Pop, and this is in the shade dark brown, and the other I use is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. Just a little tip as well, if you find that maybe when you do your makeup that your brow products don't really last or grip your eyebrows, what I need you to do is to take some translucent powder just like this and dab a little bit onto your eyebrows. It will basically soak in all moisture. Now, I have been using this Kosas Brow Pop for a pretty long time, and how I like to use it is that basically I just like it to outline my eyebrows a little bit, so I kind of draw lines around my eyebrows to frame it a little bit and just get a little bit of a shape. I definitely do need to go get my eyebrows done. I've just been so lazy. I'm not gonna lie to you though, my eyebrows look different every single time that I do them. I've never mastered an eyebrow routine, I just kind of wing it and see where the wind takes me basically. And at this stage is where I then go and pick up the NYX, and I really love this. Next up for my brows, I go in with these two products, the HMB Soft Focus Concealer and this flat brush from P. Louise, which is the 7072 brush. Now, do I recommend P. Louise? I don't, but I just haven't got round to replacing my brush, so I just go in with my concealer. I like to put my concealer just a little bit behind my hand here, just so it can warm up the product a little bit better. The reason I switched from starting from here to starting around this end is you can already see how much product was around here compared to the product that was here. To show how clear you can see that, if you go ahead and put all of this product starting here, that's going to be a lot to blend out, whereas this, you've got a lot more surface area than blending it downwards from here. if I'm going for like an eyeshadowy kind of look, which I'll get into next, I will tend to blend the concealer down onto my actual eyelids, whereas today I'm not going for that look. So I'm just gonna blend it out in almost like the same position that it is. They don't look too distant of relatives, which is always a win. I am happy to move on to my eyes. Like I just mentioned, I don't usually, for like everyday minimal kind of makeup, I don't usually tend to do eyeshadow. I have no eyeshadow in this bag. But if I ever feel like I do want to do a little bit of colour, a little bit of something on my eyelids, what I tend to do is to get my concealer, apply it all over my eyelid, set it with my powder, my translucent powder, which I'll get into a lot later in the video, and then I just go in with my sun-kissed, my Sunstalker Mocha 8 bronzer, and I either apply it on the crease of my eye and bring it down to the bridge of my nose, or I just apply it all over the lid. But because we're not doing any of that, I am going to go straight into the mascara. Now the mascara I use is this Tartelette tubing mascara. Whilst doing my research for this video, I actually found out what tubing was. Initially I just thought it was the name of the product, but turns out a tubing mascara is unlike any other regular mascaras that coat your lashes with pigment. Tubing mascaras create tiny polymer tubes around each lash. So this means that it doesn't smudge or flake because the tubes stay in place all day. It's easily removed with warm water, and it is great for lower lashes because it doesn't transfer to your under eye. My lashes are non-existent, but with this bad boy right here, they became existent. I've been using it for nearly a year now, and when I first started using it, it was amazing. But I have noticed, we'll see how it performs today, but I have noticed that over the last like couple of weeks, I don't know whether it's because it's drying out or maybe it's just running out, and just mascaras obviously don't perform the way that they used to, but it has been disappointing me a little bit. But we'll see how it performs today. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. You can definitely tell the difference between the eye that does have mascara and which one doesn't. Okay, so I've not finished applying the product on my eye, but this is what I mean. Like, it never used to clump up the way it's kind of clumping up and not coating my eyelashes a little bit better. Will I repurchase this again? I definitely will, but I think before I do, I will I'll try out some other mascaras. I've got a few more mascaras that I have to try out, and if I feel like, oh, I missed this one, I definitely will then repurchase it. But if I don't miss it, then I won't. So now we're on to the Complexion products. Rimmel London Multitasker Better Than Filters, and I use it in the shade Light Rich. I fear this has replaced my Fenty Beauty skin tint. It actually has priming properties, highlighter, glow booster, and remember when I said I've got dry skin, so I need the glow to be brought back to my skin? This does exactly that. I really like the applicator on this. I think it just makes it so easy to apply it, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why this could possibly replace my Fenty Beauty. Look how seamlessly it has blended into my skin. The brush that I use for this is the Beauty Bay BB103 foundation and contour brush. It's dense but soft, and it presses the product into my skin without it moving around really nicely. Basically, I love the foundation and contour brush, the 110 one from Primark. Is it better than filters? You guys let me know down in the comments. We are moving on to concealer. It's a soft focus airbrush concealer in the shade SF 6N. Anything that I forget to mention or say what brush it is, I will have it down in the description. I love this concealer because it is really thick, it's full coverage, it hides pretty much everything. So if I haven't slept, you'll never know. You will never know, and I need it today because it is what now, 2:31, and yeah, if I'm going for like a really light, like I want my makeup to be basically like, does she even have makeup on? Makeup but no makeup. Go in with this Multitasker Wake Me Up Rimmel London concealer and foundation with Cooling Wand. It's got vitamin C and caffeine in the shade 100 Mocha, and it is medium coverage. Out of habit and muscle memory, this is literally how I apply my concealer. I know some people say don't apply it here, don't apply it here, but this has worked for me, so I'm going to continue doing this. And I think as well, because of my face shape, this is the most flattering to me. So just a little bit here, a little bit here, and then here, just because I have a little bit of discoloration. I don't put any on my forehead because I've got a round face and I don't need any more attention on my forehead. And plus, I'm East African, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? Big foreheads are sexy, but not every day, you know? I like to let my concealer sit on my face for a little bit. Now, you might be thinking, I've heard so many people say this, and why do people do this? Let me tell you why. Whilst I blend out my lower half of my face, I start blending from the bottom up because these areas don't necessarily need to conceal anything. It's just more so for the brightening. And to do this, I am using a beauty blender. Doesn't really matter where it's from. I think this one is from Shein. Concealer is a liquid formula made up of 3 key components: water, emollients, I think I'm saying it correctly, and pigments. And each of these play a role in how the product performs. So the water acts as a carrier for the pigment, making the formula fluid and blendable. Emollients, which are oils and silicones, help smooth the concealer over the face and prevent it from drying too fast. Pigments provide the actual coverage. More pigment equals higher coverage. Now, this is why you let your concealer sit on your face. Some of the water content starts to evaporate, which means you're left with the concentrated layer of pigment. This makes the coverage stronger without needing extra layers, preventing that thick, cakey look. It grips onto the skin better, reducing the chances of the product moving around or even settling into fine lines. So think of it a little bit as a face mask. So obviously when you apply a face mask, it's quite wet, it moves around, but the longer it's been on your face, the longer it sticks onto your face without moving around. And that is exactly how concealer marination works. You guys are going to leave this video having learned something, so if you're enjoying it so far, please do leave a like on this video. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now let's blend this. I tend to gravitate between any one of these brushes or use all of them or multiple of them. It really depends. I like this one specifically because it's a little bit more angled, so I can really get in this little inner corner here, just because with a brush it doesn't really move the product around as much, and I don't know, I think it's a little bit more precise. I think with a beauty blender you don't really have that control. I am tapping onto the concealer, I'm not dragging, because as much as you've let the concealer marinate, it's gotten thicker, the water has now evaporated. If you drag, the product is still going to move, so you want to keep the concealer exactly where it is. And this is why I guess maybe people say the placement of the concealer is so important, because if you place it or if you put too much in one place, it's going to be very difficult for you to move it around and still make it look okay and not patchy. So yeah, just remember to tap and not drag, and that goes with pretty much anything: your foundation, your contour, your blush. Pat, is it pat? Tap, not drag. Now my concealer is all blended out. I'm joking guys, I'm not lost the plot just yet. So this at this point is kind of where I just alternate between what brush I feel like is necessary. One thing in common with all these brushes is that you have short and dense bristles, which make blending out my concealer just really easy and seamless. as you can see. So yeah, I just kind of alternate between these two, and then to finish off I just go ahead with my beauty blender and I just blend away any harsh lines that I have on my face. I'm gonna go and do that and then come back and show you properly this time. And today is a medium minimal look, and we are now going to go ahead and contour our face. If I'm doing like a super basic look, I won't use this. I just don't feel the need to, because it is our trusty Made by Mitchell curve case. I mean, I don't need to hype it up anymore. I've got a video which I'll attach here if you want to go and watch it. Rumour has it, I think he's bringing out a powder version of this, as well as a lip version, which... So to apply, I'm just going to use a eyeshadow almost like flat brush. Is this a blending brush? A medium shadow brush from Real Techniques. And I'm just going to apply the product in the areas that I usually apply. I'm using these two shades here. This one is a little bit too dark. This one is probably for my nose. Works for me, won't work for everybody. And this is why I really am trying to stress the fact that use ChatGPT. Tell ChatGPT you've got XY face, you've got this type of skin, you've got this, and it will really help you to understand the products that you're buying, save you money, as well as just, I don't know, I feel like the more you understand things, the better the outcome always is. I use a combination of the Beauty Bay BB104 brush, as it is again dense, soft and perfect for blending. It's got a really nice kind of angle to it as well. Sometimes I alternate that with the foundation and contour brush from Primark that I mentioned earlier. Very softly, making sure not to disturb any of the product that is underneath wherever I've placed the contour. And then to blend out my nose contour, I'm just going to use the P. Louise 116 brush. I bought these brushes a good few years ago now, and they have been really good, so I won't take anything away from them. It's just that obviously, I don't know, I just feel like it's not a brand that aligns with a lot of things in my personal opinion, but hey ho. That's a story for another time. Just going ahead and blending out the contour. One tip I'm going to give you is, if you buy new products, take the time, even like right now, it's actually 3 AM, it's just gone sharp 3 AM. I'm sat in my room doing my makeup. Obviously I'm filming content for you guys, but this is what I used to do when I had nowhere to go. For example, not too long ago, I got invited to London Fashion Week. Like, I don't want to talk about it. It was just insane. I made a very rookie mistake. I had just received this Better Than Filters range concealer, and this is the concealer that I use all the time, so I was like, oh, I really want to try it out. Went down to London, was doing my makeup, applied this on top. Tell me why, before we even got to the event, my under eyes were creasing, as like I was thinking, what is going on? This and this just don't go together, and I literally used ChatGPT earlier to confirm that, and it was like, yeah, no, you're gonna get creasing, it's gonna separate, and it just looked awful. The thing is, I didn't just do it under my eyes, I did it like all over my face. So yeah, learn from me, don't make that same mistake. This is a blush from Doll Beauty in the shade Apadol Spritz. I've really been enjoying using some Doll Beauty products I recently received. It's a brand that I wouldn't go out of my way to buy if I hadn't been introduced to them in the way that I did, and I'm very pleased I did. So if I can put you guys onto a good brand with good products, then I definitely will try my best. I should have really maybe washed my brushes before I filmed this video, but I'm just gonna go ahead and take this, I don't know what brush to kind of call this. This is from Shein actually. I bought it for my mum, but she never actually used it, so I took it back. And I'm gonna apply this blush to the high points of my cheeks, like so. Like that, just a really nice, gorgeous colour. Definitely a little goes a long way, so don't get don't get carried away basically, because you really don't need a lot. Just like so. Ooh. Don't get carried away. Gets carried away. I also like to add it to the top of my forehead and down on my chin as well. To blend that out, I'm going to go in with the same brush that I used for the contour and just again tap it into the skin and not drag. This is the Makeup Forever translucent powder. Get some powder on my powder puff that comes with the powder itself. Now a lot of people do tap off the excess onto the arm, but I just don't see the point in doing that. Like, I understand obviously it's to remove the excess, but I just never feel like I pick up too much anyway to do so. If you ever feel like you do pick up quite a lot of product, just tap it off. Sorry, it just makes me laugh sometimes. And then from this point onwards, I kind of like fold the powder puff kind of like in half, like so. I don't know how well you can see that. This is excess, so just go tap off on your arm, and then I just go in the inner corner of my eye and start from there and press it into my skin like so. Usually, depending on what level of minimal makeup I'm doing, if I'm doing the super minimal, I will never allow for it to sit on my face like this. As I am applying, I will also still be dabbing it into my skin, and basically by the time that I've finished this eye, for example, there's no powder there. Because I'm doing a more, you know, kind of like a little medium roast of a minimal look. I'm kind of letting it sit on my face for a little bit. Usually, just like I do with my concealer, I start from the bottom half of my face, and today I am using the BB 101 brush from Beauty Bay. I'll have all of these and all the products that I use linked down in the description. Basically just start like dusting off the powder from the bottom half of my face. So if I am doing a heavier minimal look, I will let it kind of like bake a little bit, specifically in these areas here, as I want my nose to look extra snatched for that kind of look. We are nearly finished, but now I go ahead and use this Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Mocha. I really enjoy this. I used to have this back in the day. Well, I didn't have it, I stole my sister's, and I just never got round to replacing it, but I'm so happy that I did because it's so good. And I'm just going to use the same brush, the BB 104 that I did the contour, blush, and now the powder. And a little goes a very long way with this, so you really don't need a lot. Oh, was I out of focus there? I'm so sorry if I was. Gonna apply it just over the top of where I applied the contour. Now, remember earlier when I said that if I was to put any eyeshadow on, I would put it here and then blend it down to my nose. This is the reason why. So I'm just gonna get some of this on my brush. This is the what's this brand called? Oh my god, it's gone out of my head, but I'll put it on screen. And this is the shadow brush, and basically I'm just going to do the same almost like I did with the contour, just outline. Is it outline? What am I doing here? Can't think of the terminology. Now blending it up into almost like the socket here of my eye, in between my eye and my nose bridge. Just like so, and I'm just going to repeat that on this side as well. Imagine if I did have any eyeshadow here, it would blend seamlessly down, but because I don't, it doesn't really matter. But I feel like if I was just to put it here and leave it, it would look a bit like, whoa, you know? So we just blend it out so it's as seamless as possible. I've also just realised I never actually put some powder on my nose, so now at this point, I would have done this earlier, but doesn't really matter as I've not set my face with the setting spray. Again, powder, fold it in two. I'm actually just going to go and place a little bit more powder just on this section here, because remember I did blend my concealer up that section as well. And this will define my nose just that little bit more. I do have another brush that I usually tend to use, but everything is just disappearing as we're nearing the end of the video. Very typical. I'm just going to take this little short one, small one from Beauty Bay. Again, I'm really liking their products, like really long as well, so you just have a lot more flexibility around them. This is a BB209 brush, and I'm just going to get a little bit of powder and just go down the bridge of my nose like so, just to set the concealer that I put on there earlier, and also just to make it a little bit more defined. Do try and make this as straight as possible, because if it's doing Leaning Tower of Pisa, your nose is gonna look like Leaning Tower of Pisa, you know. And now we are onto the lips. So the product I'm going to be using is again from Beauty Bay. This is a lip liner in this shade. This is a lip liner in the shade Truffle. Now, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, I don't really care for lips, and I never used to. I literally just used to be a lip gloss girl and go. I'm really trying to get into like my lips and lip combos and all of that. And then I have 3 lipsticks which are pretty much all the same shade of pink. I think today I'm going to go with this. I'll link them all down below, and I'll show you guys the swatch of each one. This is in the shade Bronx Baby. I'm just going to apply it in the middle. I'm going to go in and just take this brush, just one little, actually maybe I need a smaller one. This one that I used earlier, the P. Louise one, and just okay, cute. Apologies if the angle has changed, I've just got storage full, which means I need to hurry up. So yeah, I've been using this because I really enjoy it. But before I do, I'm gonna go in with London Oh My Gloss lip oil. Really been loving this. You can tell I don't have much left whatsoever. So moisturizing, and it smells really good. And then that is where I then top off with this Lotte London. I definitely need to go and see if I can repurchase, and that is the completed makeup look. Oh no, it's not. So this actually doesn't fit in my bag, but it goes everywhere with me. So I'm just going to finish off with this. This is the Brushworks Dewy Fine Mist. Guys, this is the makeup completed. What do we think? I really like it. I really do like it. It's definitely giving minimal. Like, it is still kind of natural. I have to say kind of, because it's very obvious I have makeup on my face. That is everything that I use in my makeup bag. Hope you've all enjoyed this video and at least have taken one little thing away from this video that you didn't know previously. Leave a big like on this video. I love to see your comments and to just to have a little conversation and get to know you guys as well. What else? Is there anything else to say? I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Also, just for anyone wondering, it is currently 4:10. So I spent 3 hours filming this. Definitely does not take me 3 hours to do this, but you know, filming. But yeah, okay, bye!